Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of PSL on the Mic, the City of Port St. Lucie's official podcast. We're here with the mayor again. It's been a little while now.
Yes, it has. Hi, Maureen.
Hi. I don't know about you, but I'm really tired today. I'm not sure how this podcast is going to go, but the mayor and I were both at not the official grand opening, but the ribbon cutting and wedding at Heart in the Park this morning.
Yes, it was amazing.
It was
truly
awesome. Tell us about it. It was really good.
Yeah, so we did the official ribbon cutting.
Mm-hmm.
We had the artist Joffrey there who built this and designed not built because he had the team build it, but
Right.
designed the sculpture. Also, the team from Madame, and we really just did the grand opening, or the ribbon cutting, I should say.
Yeah.
We got to stand up on the platform and cut the ribbon. It was great to see so many people out there, but the best part of the day, in also welcoming that great structure to our city that is definitely going to bring unity and connections and families together for great memories, photos, videos.
For longer than we're on this earth,
Yeah, that's
at
right.
least. Yeah.
Absolutely. And excuse me, I'm a little nasally today because I haven't been feeling so good. But the best part was the mass wedding and vow renewal that our clerk, Michelle Miller of the court, did and performed today for, I think it was 14 couples?
I think it was around 14. No,
Yes.
definitely more than a dozen.
Absolutely. And so...
Yeah. And a dog.
And yes, and they had, I don't know whether the dog was the ring bearer or what, but the dog was dressed all up in wedding attire too. And it was absolutely amazing to see. And then there was one couple who were a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
And the bride was very upset because they missed the beginning. But what was so nice about it is that Michelle said, okay, I will make sure you get married. And she actually married them after, which I thought worked out better for them.
Exactly.
Because they got
Be a
their
little
own,
late.
Yeah, they were a little late and they got their own private ceremony.
Yeah.
But the heart is beautiful
It
and
is.
the plaza looks amazing, the park area there. The restaurants, Sarah's Kitchen has great food, and Island Pig and Fish is coming in that plaza. Robex Juices is there.
I'm excited for the coffee shop.
Yes, the coffee shop is in the other building.
Yeah.
But then you also have Kyle G's Amore Chop House coming.
Right by the Heart.
Right by the Heart, and there's an outdoor bar. And so that area is really going to be a great lifestyle center. And we're the heart of the Treasure Coast, so to have our official heart in place is just really wonderful for our community.
And the biggest heart sculpture in the world, 73 feet and 84 feet wide.
Yeah.
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 The last time I was there was when they were bringing in the pieces. So I think it was last year. And I haven't been there since. I couldn't believe how amazing it looks.
Yeah, it really does. And
In fact, I almost missed it. I saw the heart, obviously,
Right.
but I almost missed the turning because I was like, wow, all these stores. Aldi, that's open now too.
yes,
Yep.
there's a dog grooming place / bakery. You mentioned the coffee shop. Oh, Southpaw Brewing opened.
Oh, yes. I got to check that out.
I've heard great things about that. And there's a few other stores going in there. I think a golf cart place and
Yeah,
a few
yeah.
others. But what I found interesting today is, and I said it to my staff upstairs, and actually said it to Councilman Bana, is that, when you're just doing your day to day and you're doing your job, right? And as mayor, responsibility is give a speech, right? Welcome the heart. Thank the artist. Thank Madame for bringing it to our community. Talk to our residents and everyone there. But it's okay, this is just part of what I need to do for today. Then go back and do my meetings like I normally do, or whatever my day entails. But I was walking back to my car, and I had that aha type moment where it was kind of wow, look what we did together as a community, right? And look, they say it takes a village, but it takes a city. It takes everyone working together to make something like that happen for our community.
Yeah.
That, like you said, is going to just last for lifetimes after ours. But it was really a proud moment. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the official opening of the Heart to the public is going to be Saturday, July 12th.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that. Today was kind of ceremonial, and everyone got to get married
Right.
or vow renewal. So, that's Saturday, July 12th, and I'll be there for that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more people there for it.
Yep, we will be.
It's really cool. I was like, wow, a big heart. But when you see it, it's gorgeous, and just the businesses that are there now too. It's just it's gonna make the city so much better.
It really is. And actually
great.
felt a little bit of like de-stressing when I was there too.
Yeah,
Because you're in that plaza, in that park-like feel. And that's what you do when you like go to eat or go, shop or whatever. That's a lot of people have that. I do that. And so I got there and I was like, I can relax a little bit. This is cool.
Yeah.
So it was
It's
nice.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's why, I kind of look a little ragged. I got caught in the rain. It was pretty warm, sweating.
Yeah. You look great.
But we're getting through it.
Yes.
So we usually bring the mayor in here just so she can answer. She can talk about whatever she wants, but I usually give her some frequently asked questions from social media, which they tend to be very similar each time. But it's more of an update. So there's two big talkers that are on social media, and one is Port St. Lucie Boulevard South and the Cameo site. I want you to just talk about those. There's some changes happening, and I think some parts are getting finished on the boulevard. I thought I noticed
Yes.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
With Port St. Lucie Boulevard South, it is coming along. It is still delayed. Yes, longer than we have wanted it. We have spoken to DOT. We have prodded them. We have begged them to say, hey, please make sure this gets done. Not only us as a city council and myself as the mayor, but also our transportation planning organization, which is countywide. We brought DOT in our last meeting and said, please, please, please get this done. I have seen a lot more progress than before, but there's still work to be done. So we just keep pushing as much as we can in hopes that they get that segment done as soon as possible, because the next segment is going to be starting very soon. According to them, they let the next phase of the project from Alcantara to Par. What that means is they went out to bid for it already, and they indicated that they will be awarding the bid in the August timeframe, and it's supposed to start in September, the next portion.
It's only a few months away.
So we'll see how that goes in terms of sticking to their timelines. We do want them to stick to the timeline in the next segment, but we also want to make sure that that's the two segments that are being worked on now, really do get done as quickly as possible.
Will they wait to start the other part?
Well, it'll be a different contractor, so I don't know if they will wait or not. They haven't given any indication that will be delayed, for sure. It's always a question, but they haven't told us that it will delay anything. And again, it will be a different contractor.
Sure.
We asked them not to use that contractor again, and they did share that once they do have a contractor and there are issues, that they don't use them again.
Okay.
So that's a plus.
That is a plus.
Not that it was all their fault, if I'm being very fair. A lot of it was their fault, but there were other factors such as houses being built that couldn't stop from being built. So the designs needed to change, with regard to the driveways and things like that. So there was a whole mixed bag of issues, but we shouldn't really have those issues going into the next segment.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And how about the drop-off center at Cameo?
Yeah, so the Cameo site is going through some changes now. One of them is that based on all of our data and all of our reviews, we determined that since yard waste is once a week, it's always been once a week, we are going to stop accepting yard waste at that facility. What I kind of talked about this at the council meeting, but I think it's important for people to understand is that your solid waste collection, which includes the solid waste garbage, your yard waste, and your recycling, all is under a non-ad valorem assessment that you get charged on your tax bill annually. But the Cameo site costs us money out of our general fund over and above what the solid waste fund costs us.
Correct.
And so we're spending and subsidizing, I should say, that's probably the right word for people to understand it better. We are subsidizing $3 million a year out of our general fund because of the costs involved with the Cameo site. So we decided to cut back on the yard waste portion and not accept yard waste anymore. We've also had some change in hours based on the data that we've collected on, how many people go there at what time of day, and where we need to concentrate the most on making sure it's open.
Right.
Also, because when it does get full, the clam trucks have to come in, and they have to take out all the bulk waste, and then we have to close it down.
Right.
And it takes a while. It takes about an hour to 2 hours for the clam trucks to clear all that out. So it is still a challenge, but we are trying our best to work through all the challenges and cut down on cost as well.
Right. And the hour change already occurred, and I think the no more yard waste is coming up. I want to say June
Yes.
30th?
I think it's July 1st.
July 1st. Yeah, June 30th, July 1st. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll have stuff on social media about that. We have e-blasts about it too, just to make sure that people are reminded
Right.
of that. Youth council. I know that's you love the youth council. We all love the youth council. Actually, tonight, I know this will already have happened by the time you guys are listening to this, but we're having the graduation, their last meeting in the graduation in Pinning.
Yeah.
And you're going to be attending.
Yes.
How has the youth council changed our city and how we look towards teen programming and teen input? And how has it changed you? Because I know you super passionate about the youth council.
I am. It's a program that we took a long time to get going, and when we finally did that first year, we had, I think, 11 kids involved.
Yeah.
And then it was so impactful just on a peer-to-peer basis of the kids going and talking about it and how they enjoyed it the first year, that the second year we had 47 kids sign up. And so they have done such a remarkable job being involved in pretty much every facet of our city in terms of being at the Citizen Summit, meeting their peers, talking to their peers about what's important to them, learning about our city, learning about how our state government works.
Yep.
So we're not only educating them and teaching them, but we're learning from them as well. And we are trying to build future leaders of Port St. Lucie. We want the kids to know how important it is to be involved in our community and also, like I said, to be those future leaders. You never know who might want to, work for the city in some capacity, who may want to run for office based on the skills and the knowledge that they've learned about how our government operates. And it's just really so important to have them involved because kids can talk to kids and relate on a different level, or especially our teens, right?
Right. They want to talk to their peers. They don't want to talk to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I know my kids when they were teens, they'd much rather talk to their friends than talk to mom and dad. So them sharing that message, them getting other peers and their friends and classmates involved has been really important. And it's been such a pleasure and a joy to see them grow and to see kids who were afraid of coming up to a microphone and a podium.
I have a person in mind when I listened to them at council this week, or it was last week's, or the last council meeting, I think,
Yes.
right? And Victoria.
Right.
Yeah.
So
She was so shy, and now she is not.
No, not at all. She's
Yeah.
getting right up there. She's got goals, and she's like, I got this. I'm not afraid to speak in front of anybody. And so we want that. We want that for our youth. And I know that we're taking applications again.
Yep.
And it'll probably be bigger. And we're going to make sure that every kid who wants to be involved, every student, no matter whether they're homeschooled or whether they're in charter or whether they're in, regular public school, has the opportunity to be involved and learn about our city, be involved with the council and all of our city departments. And
And they've also,
grow.
we had the big summer blowout was their idea. That
Yes.
was this last day of school, so June 2nd.
yes,
I think in the fall, they're planning some sort of a haunted trail at our Fall Fun Fest.
Right.
Not scary or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe a little scary, but there's going to be one for children and one for teens.
yeah.
Yeah, I was so impressed during the council meeting with Keisha and Victoria and Enrique, the way that they were speaking. It makes me feel positive for our future.
Absolutely.
And who we're bringing up into our city and the state and the nation, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just wonderful, and like I said, it's been great to see them grow and be so involved. And I'm glad that they're coming up with ideas for future events because that's where we were lacking is the teens.
Teen programming, yep.
And then that partnership with Boys and Girls Club as well has been wonderful. And so the next challenge is, okay, what kind of policies do we need here in the city that we don't have in place that we need to address our teens and our youth and maybe even our younger college kids? And how can we make our city better that way? So I'm really looking forward to that next step.
And I'm glad you let everybody who applied be on the youth council, because I know you were going to not pick, but it wasn't going to be as big as it was. And you guys were like, we can't do this. All of these applications are amazing. Everyone's in.
Exactly.
And I think that'll happen again.
I absolutely will. How can I sit there and pick?
Yeah.
And, cherry pick. They all sent an application. That means they all want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
And I can't say no.
No. And when we went to, this will be a nice segue into our next question, but when we were at All America Cities in 2023, like there was a youth council with like 80 kids, and we were like, whoa. And now we have one. Not 80, but we have a huge youth council now.
We might have 80.
We might have 80,
And look at the committees they formed since they had more membership.
Naturally PSL committee,
So, more input, more ideas, more innovation.
Yep.
That's what we want.
Yeah, it was awesome. And they also have, they have an Instagram, PSL Youth Council, follow it. They send me photos and I run the Instagram, but it's fantastic. It's great. It just shows everything that they do. So follow them.
I think that's how they get more members too, right?
Good. I hope so. And
so.
let me tell you, as a 50-year-old woman trying to write posts that relate for teens is a bit, it's a struggle, but I think I'm doing okay.
You're doing great.
So
they
laugh at me when I'm, trying to write posts for them. So yes, All America Cities, it's been out there, I think, since April, but the city is a finalist yet again.
Yes.
For the National Civic League's All America City Award. Talk about it. You went with us in 2023.
Yes.
We're back in a couple weeks. I think we're going to defend our application.
Yes. So. I'm so sorry I'm going to miss it this year because I will be in Hawaii on a vacation with my husband.
Darn.
I was really bummed because I really loved it.
It was so great.
It was so great working with everyone and having the youth there as well. Really working on and showing basically the country, because it's cities from all over the country, what we have to offer in Port St. Lucie and why we are so great and how our city addresses issues and
there's a theme every
based
year.
on the theme that there is every year. And so to be able to have the opportunity again to try to get that title is going to be great. And there's 20 cities and there's only 10 titles.
10 spots.
10 spots.
Yep.
So it's a great competition for learning and growing together, and I hope we get it this year.
Yeah, this year we were chosen, and also Tallahassee. And I know the communications department up there, Sarah and we have a really good relationship with them. So it's kind of like a little fun battle.
Yeah.
But they'll all be there too, so it's going to be really fun. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The upcoming summer workshop's coming up.
Yes.
In July. Do you know the dates of that?
I
Gus, you know the dates on the side?
24th through the 26th or something around there.
And they're all open to the public?
Open to the public,
come?
yep. Workshop.
What do you talk about there?
So projects, updates on our repaving plan, our stormwater plan, our utilities plan, our mobility plan.
Yep.
Talking about the next set of infrastructure projects that we're going to have. Any other topics that the departments need to bring up with us for any type of direction. And of course, the main focus of the summer workshop is our budget, which the city manager will be presenting to us. The departments will get up and give brief synopsis of what's going on in their departments, what their needs are in terms of staffing or technology or, resources, tools. And so we'll all have conversation about that and review that budget and look at our city manager's recommendations and then make decisions based on, for the next budget year, on what the budget should look like. We'll also set the tentative millage rate at that time.
Yep, that's right.
And so
we'll have you in the podcast again, maybe July, August, to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll also look at fee structures for other things and make determinations on that. And, we've reduced our tax rate / millage rate.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. Gus is telling us July 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
Okay, I was close.
You are, yeah.
So we'll look at, we've lowered the millage rate for the last 9 years. We're looking to do that again, probably with the crosstown millage, be able to reduce it and see where we go from there. Budgets are getting tight right now.
They are everywhere.
We've slowed, and it's a good thing in terms of growth because it gives us a little bit of an opportunity to maybe catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, that also means reduced revenue. So there's a balancing act with that to make sure that we're aligning ourselves where we need to be, looking at how we need to manage growth, how we need to be effective and efficient and still provide the best value we can to our residents. But it also provides a look ahead into next year.
Right.
So that we're also going to have to pay attention to the decisions that we make this year are going to affect next year as well. So it's always a great opportunity to talk about all those great topics.
Yeah, and I think it's if residents are maybe not hesitant, but they don't want to sit through like a government meeting on like a Monday night or Monday afternoon when we change the times. This is a good opportunity because it's a little bit more relaxed.
Yes.
A little bit more, I don't want to say fun because workshops really aren't supposed to be that way, but it's a good opportunity for them to see how you guys as the council and the rest of the city departments function.
Yeah.
Without when you could take City U and figure that out too, but this is like the inner workings.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a really good idea for people to come. I think there's public comment, right?
Yep. There is public comment, and we do have a few residents that come out religiously to our workshop.
I love that.
And you know what? I love it too, because that's how you learn about what's going on.
They're the most concerned citizens, and when they go to all the meetings like that, so you know that they really mean what they say, and they have a lot of good input.
Yeah, they're really clued in.
Yep.
And what's more important is that they're interested and they want to be a part of it.
Yes.
So that's great.
It is. Do you have anything that you want to talk about before we jump into the last section, which I know I'm excited about, you're excited about, before we get into Juneteenth?
Yeah, so just as an update, we're working really well or much better with our county partners. Just want everyone to know that.
Good.
We've reestablished better relationships with them. The city manager and I and Commissioner Fowler, who's the chair of the Board of County Commissioners, and their county administrator, George Landry, we sit for quarterly meetings and we discuss things that are important to city and county. So we have a lot of good things coming up with that. And we are looking to do a joint workshop together. I don't want to call it a meeting because it's going to be more like a workshop together in the fall after we get through with budgets, because budget time is a busy time for both organizations. We're going to do a joint workshop together and kind of look at infrastructure, maybe do some visioning, especially as it relates to road connectivity that we need, how the impacts affect the city and the county, and especially on the western portion.
Right.
Because that's where we're having a lot of more push from, development as it moves further out west.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
Because when we're all in a room together looking at the same thing, it provides for better understanding and a look at a more holistic view where we're all there, can ask questions, and try to get everyone on the same page.
Right. It's what you guys do in your separate meetings. It's just bringing everybody together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juneteenth is coming up.
Yes.
Next week, actually, there's a 5K on the 14th.
Yes.
That the Treasure Coast
Black Chamber
of Commerce
yes.
is hosting. Talk about the other events that are happening, because one is ours.
Yeah, so the one on the 14th, though, starts at 7. The
5K.
The 5K starts at 7. It's at Clover Park.
Yep.
You can go on the city website and
yes, citypsl.com/Juneteenth.
Yes.
Everything's there.
Yep, for all three of them. And then our event that we're hosting will be at Mid-Florida Event Center on Juneteenth, on June 19th. Is it from 4 to 7?
It's 4 to 7:30, I
4 to
believe.
7:30, okay.
Or 4:30 to 7. I think it's 4 to 7:30. Okay. It's all there, guys.
It's there on the website.
Yeah.
So we are going to have our youth council involved. We're going to have panelists speak about Juneteenth and significance of it in our community and around the country. We're going to have is it Whitley Phipps?
Whitley Phipps.
And he's a world-renowned speaker, and he's going to come and speak. And also, is he going to sing?
Hopefully.
Okay.
And
I heard
then
he was going to sing too.
Yeah, that would be great. He does a lot of things.
He does.
And Natasha Triplett, I believe is her name. She's going to be reading from
A book she wrote.
A book she wrote.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And wait, talk about the last one. There's one more.
And the
Boys
last
and Girls
one
Club.
is Boys and Girls Club on June 20th in Tradition Square. And it's going to be a Let Freedom Ring musical concert.
Yeah.
There's going to be games. There's going to be food trucks. And that will be, it's a Saturday.
No, it's a Friday.
It's a
Friday, June 20th. Yep.
In the evening. And so, again, all the details are on the city website, www.cityofpsl/Juneteenth.
Yep.
And cityofpsl.com/Juneteenth. And all the details. So anyone want to participate in any of the events can come out and
And there are
join.
3 separate days, and that's why people are like, well, the June 20th isn't on Juneteenth, but it's for a reason.
Yes.
So people can attend all 3 if they want to.
Absolutely.
If you want, how did this all come about?
So
Because this is the first year we're doing it.
this is the first year we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right. I think when it was first put in as a holiday to President Biden's administration, that was during COVID.
Right.
And we had to kind of climb out of COVID and get our bearings back together. And so we had a group of residents who came forward and asked about how we can celebrate Juneteenth. And then we had an even bigger group of residents come in, and we had a meeting, and we talked about what their interests were and how we could celebrate, and how we partner with the nonprofits in the community to put on events. And we whittled it down to these 3 different types of events, and everybody took on a different role.
Yeah.
And we had leadership amongst the 3 committees, and really just kept meeting periodically and to bring it all together. And we finally got there and zeroed in on these 3 events, and that's how it happened. A lot of good hard work, a lot of dedication by many, many individuals who very interested in making these events very successful.
Why is it important for the city to celebrate Juneteenth?
We are a very diverse community in Port St. Lucie. We should be celebrating our diversity as much as we possibly can. One of the top 2 most integrated cities in the entire United States.
Yep.
How do we not celebrate that? So we want to keep celebrating that and show that we are in unity together. That's what it's about. And so this is why events like this are important.
Yeah, they're super important, and I'm really looking forward to them. I'm probably going to attend the Thursday and Friday event.
Great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's just going to be community and fun, and ours is an educational event, the one on the
Yes.
19th. So we really, really hope that everybody comes out and enjoys that and gathers together and to learn about each other. That's really what it's about. So all that information I'll put in the show notes. It's also on our website. And Mayor, I know it's been tough to get you in here. You weren't feeling well, and everybody's busy. And then today was exhausting. But we're here and we finished.
That's right. We did it.
It's good. Have a wonderful time in Hawaii.
Thank you.
We'll miss you. And we'll see you probably in a couple months to talk about around budget time and taxes.
Sounds great.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Yep. Have a good day.